Hello, church family, and here in the States and abroad. Welcome to Proverbs 17, day 17. I know it's a little bit late. I do apologize for that. Um, just a weekend busyness, but here we are. Let's jump into Proverbs 17. And for the US, I have an announcement for you, the Graniteville Church. I have an announcement for you right after this, so please stay tuned. All right, so Proverbs 17, verse 1. Better is a dry morsel with quietness than a house full of feasting with strife. A wise servant will rule over a son who causes shame, and will share an inheritance amongst the brothers. The refining pot is for silver, and the furnace for gold. But the Lord tests the heart. An evildoer gives heed to false lips, a liar listens eagerly to a spiteful tongue. He who mocks the poor reproaches his maker. He who is glad at calamity will not go unpunished. Children's children are the crown of old men, and the glory of children is their father. Excellent speech is not becoming to a fool, much less lying lips to a prince. A present is precious. A present is a precious stone in the eyes of the possessor. Wherever he turns, he prospers. Who covers a transgression seeks love, but he who repeats a matter separates friends. Excuse me. Rebuke is more effective for a wise man than 100 blows on a fool. An evil man seeks only rebellion, therefore a cruel messenger will be sent against him. Let a, let a man meet a bear robbed of her cubs, rather than a fool on his folly. Whoever rewards evil for good, evil will not depart from his house. The beginning of strife is like releasing water. Therefore, stop contention before a quarrel starts. He who justifies the wicked and who condemns the just, both of them are like an abomination to the Lord. Why is the hand of a fool the purchase price of wisdom, since he has no heart for it? A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. A man devoid of understanding shakes hands in a pledge and becomes surety for his friend. He who loves transgression loves strife, and he who exalts his gate seeks destruction. He who has a deceitful heart finds no good, and he who has a perverse tongue falls into evil. He who begets a scoffer does not sow to his sorrow, and a father of a fool has no joy. A merry heart does good like medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bones. A wicked man accepts a bribe behind the back to prevent the ways of justice. Wisdom in the sight of him who has understanding, but the eyes of the fool are at the ends of the earth. A foolish son is a grief to his father, and bitterness to her who bore him. Also, to punish the righteous is not good, nor to strike princes for their uprightness. He who has knowledge spares his words, and the man of understanding is of a calm spirit. Even a fool is counted wise when he holds his peace, and when he shuts his lips, he is considered perceptive. Man, there's so much good in this um, proverb, and there's a couple of things I want to highlight to us here. It says, better is a dry morsel with quietness than a house of feasting with strife. Um, there's another proverb that says, it is better to go to a house of mourning than a feast banquet. Um, God is calling people here, and he's saying, listen, sometimes it is better to have less with no strife than to have much with a lot of calamity. In our society, in the world right now, it's there's a term, I don't know if it's still used, keeping up with the Joneses, or keeping up with the, we've got sitcoms, keeping up with the Kardashians, or whatever those are, reality TV. It's all false anyways, but the point is, we have lifestyles, influencers showing, oh, I'm getting on a plane going here, and then we're like, oh, if I can just get myself to that level, I'll be happy. Look how happy they are. and we push ourselves to such an extent to have a life. But what if we just calmed down, got quiet, got wisdom, and realized we can have the little with much joy than a lot with strife and calamity? There's so much wisdom to know that if God gives you riches, it comes with no strife, it comes with no calamity, it comes with no pain, you know. But when we strive for it ourselves through our own striving, we get destroyed. And it says, a merry heart does good as medicine. Uh, some translations will say laughter does as good as medicine, you know. Um, so why settle for riches when you can have joy? You know, God will bless any person. We've read through the Proverbs that God loves to bless and he increases us. But what if we focus more on the important things like joy and laughter and quietness and peace at home and uh, the things that God values? If we put value on the things that God values, God automatically enriches us, and you can have much with joy instead of having a little with strife. You know, but when we strive for it, we can have much. Yes, you can. I mean, there's formulas for everything in life to make money and that, and you can have much, but it comes with strife when it's from your own hand. But if you start with the little and you get what God entrusts you with, he who's faithful with little shall be given much. But with that little, you must have joy, you must have peace and generosity and all those things. And quietness is peace. We must have the peace of God in our lives. We must have love in our lives in order for God to increase that. See, God's not looking for your sowing balance and all that. That's natural things. What God's looking for is, do you love? Do you have joy? Do you have peace? Those things are important to him. Do you have faith? And do you have hope for humanity? You know, he who has knowledge spares his words, and a man of understanding is of a calm spirit. Let's be calm. Let's not lose our peace in the days of calamity. Let's not lose peace. And even a fool is counted wise when he shuts his mouth. So there's so much wisdom in this little proverb here. And we need to understand it. And what God really says is, yeah, children's children are the crown of old men, and the glory of children is their father. Are we focusing on the right things? Or are we too busy trying to build an empire for our families to not really see what's important? Are we so busy trying to keep up with the Joneses and the Kardashians and the social influences that we don't realize what's important? It's, do I have love in my house? Do I have joy? Do I have laughter? Because laughter is as good as medicine. A merry heart. Is your heart merry? Do we have joy? My beloved brothers and sisters, do you have joy? Do you really have joy? When's the last time you laughed so hard your stomach hurt? When's the last time you allowed yourself to be goofy and silly and laugh until your stomach hurts? Those are important to the Lord. And when we put what's important to Him first, He increases the rest. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. All right. Announcement for the U.S. Church in Graniteville. Listen, guys. We have about a very high percentage of snow tomorrow. We are sending out texts and that it because of our members driving so far. Some drive over 45 minutes, 50 minutes. With these road conditions, the south is not really set up for snow. So we will be doing church online. I will be going through the Proverbs tomorrow online. So stay at home, stay safe, stay off the roads. They are treacherous here in the south when we have snow. So please stay off the roads and catch church at 10 a.m. online. And I'll go through the Psalms with you guys online. And we'll see you in the morning virtually. Please stay safe. Don't get on the roads. And we will see you tomorrow with, Proverbs 18, but also a much more condensed, much more wider spectrum of Proverbs. All right, guys, we love you. We'll see you online tomorrow morning for our Sunday service. God bless you. See you soon.